It's the War Report coming live every Tuesday at 7 with Steve, Cat, Ryan, Amanda, and Eric. And the voice of NEW, Vince Berry. Hitting all the topics like a clothesline flurry. Turn up your speakers and hear them out. You can listen from your car, even on your couch. They too raw, who NXT? Handing out SmackDowns, follow on IG. Plus, it's sponsored by Tag Me a Date. Go to YouTube and sub now for every update. It's all wrestling here. No safe space. Now listen in. Time to hear from some of the greats. This is my brutality. I eat, sleep, bleed. The demons in your dreams. I eat, sleep, bleed. Look at my eyes, the tears in my life. Look at my eyes, it's a do or die, die. Look at my eyes, the tears in my life.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the War Report After Dark. I figured we got to start off with a little Rhea. We've been doing Rhea a lot lately to open the show, but she took down Nia Jax, and I have some things to say about that match, along with the entire Elimination Chamber. But welcome, everybody, to another edition. Today is Results Day. We get to break down the show and see what we all thought. First and foremost, Al, Mitch, how you guys doing?
Good. Excited to be here. Ready
Doing
for another
great,
fantastic week.
Doing great. Excellent show. Can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It really is. We have a Facebook user. Hey, guys. Hello. And I guess somebody that agrees about starting off with Rhea Ripley. Yeah. So I don't know if Vince is going to be joining us. I haven't heard that he's not going to be on. So hopefully he'll be jumping on. I think Kat is going to miss this week. So right now you got the three of us, and we have the Elimination Chamber. I guess maybe we should start with just the overall feel, what we all thought of the actual show. So, Al, let's go with you. What were your overall thoughts?
I thought the show was pretty excellent. The only thing I wasn't happy about was the fact that LA Knight didn't win, but Drew McIntyre not winning the way they've been building him up makes sense. Rhea looked like what she should at home as a superhero. She looked great. Out of the Women's Royal Rumble, we've got a lot of pointers. We got a new and rising star in Tiffany Stratton, which I'm a huge fan at the moment. I thought she did great. She's so skillful. Her mannerisms, the way she takes bumps. I'm just in awe of her and the short time that she's been up in what we could consider, the show, considered to NXT being the AAA. That was also awesome. It was a good overall event. I was happy. I can't really point anything out that I was upset about. Yeah, man, I thought it was good. What am I missing? It was we had the women's, the men's Royal Rumble. Oh, the tag team match. The tag team match was pretty good. Those guys, I'm not a real big NXT guy, but seeing them wrestle for the first time, really like through a whole match, they put on a good show. So I was pleasantly surprised with that.
Yeah, I think overall, I think it was a great show. For me, the Elimination Chamber is usually hit or miss. It's really a filler to get you to Mania. And sometimes it just, but I will say overall, I did enjoy the pay-per-view. I thought it was good. I thought a lot of the matches were good. Tiffany Stratton, she's annoying as hell, but in a great way. I don't know how else to say it. Like, just in a great way, she's doing her job. And she's great in the ring, and she's very new to the business. She's young. She's a gymnast, I think, by trade. She's picked it up very quickly. I'm happy to see where that's going to go. She shouldn't have won the Chamber. I'm glad they made that decision because she's not ready. I don't think for that yet.
No.
And I think overall, as much as I think the call was right. We kind of knew all along. They set it up weeks ago when they had the stare down. And it's a match that everyone wants to see. What was nice though, and what was interesting going in, is that you got to sit there and really think like, well, there is really a whole nother story that they can go right into with Nia Jax. It was they could have gone either way and it would have made sense. But I'm glad it worked out the way it did. I'm excited to see Becky and Rhea. I think it's going to be a great match. But I think overall the Women's Chamber, great way to kick off the show. I thought it was great. And I'm becoming a very big fan of Tiffany Stratton. I really am. I think she's going to be something special. This is Tara. She does nothing for me in Tiffany Stratton.
I like that. That's fun. That's great.
I think this was Dave Abbey. Was there anything that you didn't expect? The show was too predictable. Yes, but the Elimination Chamber, I feel like, is one of those shows that's always
it's a filler show. It's a filler show. That's what it is.
It's really just to solidify what is going to happen at WrestleMania. I also want to point out, and I'm pissed off that I don't have it on me right now to show you all, but I'm going to show you all next week. But speaking of Dave Abbey, friend of the show, friend of mine and some of us on here, this son of a bitch, which means the most respect in the world, comes to the dealership to start off my week to say hello. This was last week. And he says, "Here, I got you something." And he hands me a fucking card in a container, in a protective case of shit-stained Zoe fucking Starks.
Yes.
And I will show it to you all next week. And then that was followed up by him getting in his Jeep and honking at me and giving me the middle finger, where I responded with a crotch chop. But yes,
Nice job, Dave.
I now have a Zoe Stark fucking card. And I will
His most valuable
display-
possession.
Fucking A. I could. It's so funny.
David.
Going right on
David,
that shelf.
David, if you're listening, I knew I liked you for a reason, buddy. Great job.
Yeah, it was well played, I guess.
Somebody had to buy the Scotch guarding in order for him to afford that card.
Here we go. We've got our good friend over at YouTube, David Roscoe. Gunther is the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. 625 days surpassed Pedro.
It's hard to dispute.
It is hard to dispute, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Gunther. It looks like they kind of are setting that up as we speak, and we'll get into that. David also says Tiffany Stratton is no Trish Stratus.
Ain't that the truth?
That is very true. But and
This
then
is great.
we have Dave Abbey. That is an immaculate card, ring worn.
Oh, so it's got a patch of ring worn gear on there, man. See, you didn't say that. That's the important part.
I'm gonna get one of those tiny little poop emoji stickers, and I'm gonna put it on the head of the card. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
I want you to get one of those things that has the little magnet in it, so it's floating and rotating at all times.
So I can be nauseous all day long.
Just sitting, sitting there spinning. Oh man, that's
But back to the Chamber. So I think the women. I think it was a great way to kick it off. I think it was great. Yes, it was predictable, but it set everything up, and it was still entertaining. And that was one thing with the Chamber. I feel like every match kind of delivered and kept it going. And the crowd was great. You know, it's always great when you go somewhere that doesn't get it very often. I'm glad that they decided to give Rhea the main event with Nia. Now,
yeah, I was wondering about that.
I do want to jump real quick to that, and we can go back and talk about the other ones. And I don't know how some will take this, but I've got to say it, and I got to go on record. So the main event, they decided to do Rhea versus Nia. I think that's the right call. Rhea's home. Your family's up front. I'm also glad to see that we are not any longer in the Vince McMahon era, and Rhea got over on Nia.
You wanted her to lose so bad.
I do think it was a great match, and I have to say one of the best performances out of Nia Jax that I've ever seen. Nia's getting better, folks. I don't know what else to say. She's losing weight. She's moving around better. The match was good,
what?
man.
She's like 43. By the time she's 47, she's really going to hit that second gear, man.
I don't know. I thought I am more and more impressed lately with this run, more so than any run we've ever seen with Nia Jax.
Right. And can you imagine if she started when she should have and like gotten the training she should have instead of just like being plopped onto literally plopped onto the roster?
You know what? Some just take longer than others.
It's true. Not everybody develops the same rate.
You know, but I've been impressed.
I want to float something by you here. I want to see what the room thinks, because after these shows I kind of go and see what the online response is, and it was generally positive, but there was one thing that interested me, and I saw it more than once, and I saw it probably 3 times, and and then the comments were mixed, so I want to see what everybody thinks. There were some posts that the subset of WWE fans that are Bianca Belair fans, like they're fans of WWE, but they are like the Beehive. They're just like Bianca Belair's Beehive, are mad that she did not win the Elimination Chamber. Time is done. Bianca is more over than Becky, and she should have the main event against Rhea Ripley, and that they should try and that they should try and do a We Want Cody-esque social media movement to try and get the WWE to reverse course.
More crybabies.
I just don't. This is the problem with letting the fans dictate what's going to happen. You let them do it once, and they think they can run the whole show. What is going? Steve, what do you think about this? And again, this is not just one rogue person. I saw different posts talking about it, and they're like, I don't agree with this, but I see the Bianca Belair Beehive, I don't know what we're going to call them. I see them online talking about them, like posted screenshots of them complaining and saying Becky's not as good, and listen to the crowd reaction. Bianca's more over. What do you think? I love that. Is that Tara?
That's Tara. Yep, I agree. I have never agreed with Tara so much in one comment in my life. But you know what? It's Bianca just came off of almost a year run.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I get what they're saying about Becky. I do.
Did she already get like 2 Mania main events as well?
Yeah, and won 2 Rumbles, right? Didn't she win 2 Rumbles? I could be making that up. But either way, like, Bianca doesn't need another world title run right now. She doesn't.
No.
Does Becky? I mean, you can make a case and say the same about Becky.
Yeah, but I don't think Becky wins.
I was going to say, I think Rhea keeps the belt.
She has to. It's
She
not.
has to.
There's going to be a lot of title changes at WrestleMania. We don't need that women's title changing, especially because, let's face it, she's not just the most over female on the roster. She is up there in the top 5 or top 3 most over people in the WWE programming, regardless of gender.
Here's a question now, though. Are they ramming Becky Lynch down the fans' face, and this is going to backfire like it has so many times in the past?
Or is this a way to construct a Becky Lynch heel turn so that Rhea gets cheered at WrestleMania and gets put over and comes up the other side? Yeah. I mean, listen, whether it's intentional or not, who knows? Maybe they're just going to ride the wave, because I think Becky, listen, I don't think Becky's one to force something if it's not working. And she has a lot of input on the stuff. And now, Triple H seems to have more of a sense of when things are going south and trying to course correct. So
now, Dave, Abby, Liv would have been a better choice. Do we agree with that? Well, we know Mitch does.
Of course he does.
You know what? I do. I like Liv Morgan. I do. But do we want Liv as, besides Mitch, do we want Liv as world champion?
No, I mean, well, this is what my opinion on this is the following. I agree with Vince. Regardless of who would have won this, there's no way Mommy's losing the belt at WrestleMania. She's way too hot,
That's true.
and we're having way too many title changes. So, but if you're gonna put,
now just keep in mind, Mania will be 1 full year for Rhea Ripley.
yeah, but it's just the fact of, look, Roman's gonna lose the title most likely. Gunther most
Let's hope
likely is gonna
not.
lose the title. Logan Paul most likely is gonna lose the title. What's
Randy
her
Orton's
name?
coming for him.
Bailey's probably gonna win the title over Aoki, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Io Sky. So you're not gonna have every belt change. So if you think about it, out of all the wrestlers that are holding titles right now, who is the least stale? And Mommy has to be the number 1 least stale champion there is in the WWE right now.
If
So by
anything, she's
default-
so the nice thing is she's so over as a face, even though she's technically still a heel, she can still do a whole face run. And
But she doesn't have to lose the
Yeah.
belt for that.
Right. It's kind of like MJF, where he was a heel, but he never
Right.
really made a babyface turn. He just started getting cheered by people.
And he just said, fuck it.
Yeah. So they were able to, go ahead. Who's this? Do we know if
that's
is that-
Tara.
that's Tara. Okay.
That's Tara.
Oh, speaking about Liv, actually, yeah, since she just came back, it would have been a good way to build her up.
Build her
It
up.
would have, but I don't. Yeah, again, it's one of those things where if I look at the WrestleMania poster in my mind and you put the potential people next to each other, the matchup of Becky Lynch against Rhea Ripley just screams WrestleMania main event versus every other option right now, only because I think it's appropriate that it's a veteran like Becky Lynch and somebody who's so hot like Rhea Ripley, like Becky was a couple years ago, that if Becky really gives her all in this lead up and then puts Rhea Ripley over at WrestleMania, it's going to do so much for the women's division.
Dave Abbey, you could continue the Liv Rhea feud after Mania. Rhea cost Liv months. I mean, that's fair. You can.
Yeah.
Story written there. So, I mean, that does make sense.
They could be prepping her after WrestleMania, maybe for like a SummerSlam thing.
And they could have done Becky Nia again, which is true. I mean, that's what I said before. I mean, that story was already there. It would have been an easy transition.
And
so they just felt they want to give it to Becky again.
Right. And that would have been the Nia one. If they did it, because they've done singles matches now, would have to be, and they wouldn't do it because it's not the Attitude Era, First Blood
match. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Or it would have to be like a last man standing, last woman standing, knockout to a 10 count because, I got elbowed in the face and we can't do a First Blood match. So we'll do a knockout match.
Make it a ladder.
Yeah. Well, I just think it had to. It has to be
climbing a ladder. That's
She's
scary.
done it before. She's done it before heavier.
She's gonna do an annihilator from the top of that.
Could you imagine? Holy shit! Somebody would
Oh.
die. Somebody would. If that was Liv Morgan, she would be resting in peace. Or
She would.
pieces.
They need to get that truck with all the bales of hay on it that Rikishi jumped onto.
Yeah.
Guys, if you think about it, man, WrestleMania is great to be a wrestling fan right now because we haven't even got into this discussion yet, but jumping ahead a little bit, it's shaping up a little bit now, right? Because we got 4 major fights pretty much locked down.
Yeah, we
so
basically
4
know,
major title matches. Then we have the 2 Uso brothers that most likely are going to go heads up. So that gives us 5 title matches. I mean, 5 matches.
Randy Orton versus Logan Paul. With
Randy Orton against Logan Paul. That one's looking to come together. AJ
Did you see what he
Style
posted
against
on
LA
social
Knight.
media?
What happened?
Did you see what Logan posted on social media?
No, what'd he put?
He basically was telling Randy or Drew McIntyre, "You're welcome for me knocking out Randy for you." So he's taking shots at Randy right now because he posted an RKO earlier in the week.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so that's coming. Randy Orton will be the new U.S. champion later.
Yep.
Excuse me. That'll be a good match.
It would be. So that leaves out your boys like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Bobby Lashley, and his boys. Like, what do we do with them? Like, what is up with Judgment Day now? Are they going after the IC title? Is this the first ever cash in on the IC title?
Oh, are
No,
they going to cop
I
out
still
again?
think Damian Priest. I think Damian Priest at this point is cashing in after the Rollins
McIntyre.
match,
Yeah.
which
That
would
makes
be
a lot of
absolutely
sense.
hilarious if McIntyre won and then got screwed again.
Oh yeah.
Which and he has re-signed. If anyone is curious, McIntyre,
there you
it's
go.
all over. He officially resigned. So, I'm all yeah. This is another rumor. I mean, I hope that's not true.
Gunther's gonna murder him. He's so little.
This is another one of those matchups where I say the only way it's fair is if Dom gets a fucking gun. Gunther gets his little black panties and no knee pads and no elbow pads, and Dominic just gets a gun.
Dom having to take a chop.
Bro.
It's gonna break in half.
It's gonna go right
Dom-
through him. It's gonna leave a whole handprint like in the cartoons. Just like
Can I just say something? What if Dom is the one that actually beats Gunther? Think about
well,
that.
with enough interference, it could happen.
That's true.
And he could have that on his shoulder, like, yeah, I'm the one that beats Gunther.
I want Al. We mentioned I didn't get to get this in during the women's discussion. I so want Rhea Ripley to win this match against Becky, and then have Dominic up on her shoulder like Macho Man had Liz with the ooh yeah, and having the belt and everything. You know, I want that moment recreated with those two.
Oh my god, that'll be great. That'll be awesome.
I so want if there's a way to put it out into the universe. There we
You've
go.
just done it.
It's just such a shame because we were so close to getting Brock Gunther, and we're not going to get it now. And we
that'd
were
been
so
nice.
close. We were so fucking close.
And for anybody looking for Brock Lesnar in WWE 2K24,
Yep, he's
So
out.
sad.
I'm sorry,
So
buddy.
sad about that.
It's over.
Yeah.
That means we don't get Attitude Era Vince McMahon? Oh no.
You'll be able to download them.
Yeah, they'll be created.
People will
pretty-
create
pretty
them.
easily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can download them on Pornhub.
So is it possible that we're getting Cody versus The Rock night 1 and then Cody Roman night 2? And does that mean that Cody beats The Rock and Roman?
Nah, The Rock beats Cody. Cody beats Roman.
Exactly. Get that Bret
That's how
Hart.
it's played.
Get that Bret Hart, Lex Luger, Yokozuna, Owen Hart shit going on.
I don't see The Rock losing at Mania
I can't see it either. But
in Pennsylvania.
I could see him losing to Roman. I could
Yes,
not see him
absolutely.
losing to Cody.
Yep.
yes, well, because that would be more passing the torch.
Right.
It would be so funny if The Rock came out and like he's like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm on the board of directors now. He's like, Cody, you're right. You get to finish your story on the prestigious night 1 of WrestleMania, and night 2 is me versus the winner. So suck a dick. Like, what if he just did that?
Well, we're getting The Rock the next 3 weeks. He's going to be.
They
at
better,
SmackDown.
man.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And can I just say how much I am loving the fact that Paul Heyman has a phone for Roman and a phone for Rock, and now he's like,
Yeah.
call Roman, call The Rock. It's so great. It's going to be interesting. Dave Abbey calling it now. Rollins cost Cody the title.
That would
You
be
know what?
great.
I could totally see that.
I would like that only because to me, it really just seems like Cody whooped Seth Rollins' ass into friendship. He's just like, he just beat him into submission. He's like, all right, we're cool now. Like, I don't know.
You know what, though? If they do this heel turn for Rollins, they got to take away his music. Sing along time will be over.
But are they going to, I mean, I guess they would have to heel turn him for the turn at WrestleMania. But for now, I mean, he's going against McIntyre, who is a heel, right? He's a heel. How is the audience reacting to him as a heel, or are they cheering him?
Now he's a heel.
Okay,
heel.
so
I love what he said about CM Punk.
oh yeah,
Oh, that was great.
I heard something about potentially the injury that Punk had at the Royal Rumble being more severe than they initially thought. And I saw Brian Alvarez post something about that yesterday, and I've seen no follow-up, so I have no clue if it's a
The
thing.
way I look at this CM Punk McIntyre thing is pretty simple. They're just setting up SummerSlam when Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, for
wins the
whenever
belt.
if Punk can stitch himself back together in time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be just like a straight run-in surprise return of Punk, or something like that, and taking down Drew McIntyre.
They'll probably
That's
have a
definitely
pay-per-view with like a fatal four-way, and there'll be a mess guy or like a mystery entry, and he'll walk in as the fourth guy, and he'll get the pop of his life again.
But don't worry, CM Punk is in the WWE 2K game. They have added him in.
I'd rather Brock Lesnar.
They probably took his slot.
Like, who do we have from the old games? They're like searching. They're like, we have all these files for CM Punk. They're like, fucking throw it in.
I wonder if they were able to update him at all. I mean, I don't know how much time it takes them to put the green shit on with the suction cups and do some shit.
Bro, do you know how much it bothers me when you buy that game and they're like, oh, we have Ultimate Warrior, and I'm like, this is the same Ultimate Warrior that you've had every other time the Ultimate Warrior's been in the game since 2K14. What are we doing? We need to update this character model.
But they apparently updated a ton of character models for this year.
Well, that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
There's also a lot of people that have not been in the game yet, like Bronson Reed and.
Well, I know. All right. So did you notice they have this? They're having all this weird DLC.
Yeah.
There's the whole Pat McAfee show. Like him and his co-hosts are going to be a DLC downloadable pack.
I mean, I'm good with Pat McAfee, but
I wonder what his ratings are going to be.
Dude, he's gonna be so mad if he has a low rating. He's gonna rant about it on the show for sure. The other guys should probably get low ratings, except AJ Hawk, who is a former Green Bay Packer, so he should probably get a decent rating because he is a real athlete.
So in that, I don't play that game. So what's a decent rating in that game? 70s, 80s?
In WWE 2K?
Yeah.
89, 87.
Right, yeah. You gotta be high 80s.
It's good.
That's a decent one, high 80s?
Yeah. I mean, there's some that are in the upper 90s, but you're talking like Undertaker and, any guy you
Right, so I'm talking about your average, not your decent guy, your average guy.
Average guy, you're looking at mid to upper 80s.
Okay.
Yeah. Dave Abbey, can anyone see a Rollins-McIntyre alliance like Michaels and Diesel? Actually, I could very much see that, but I don't know how much of a... Well...
We'd have to get there, though. Like, getting there would be...
I could see that, though. That's actually would be interesting.
Yeah, no, now listen, I can absolutely see it. I just, where they are right now, I guess if Seth did heel turn at Mania, then there we go, it lines up. But that would he lose to McIntyre and then turn on Cody and then be buddies with McIntyre?
No.
Right. So I don't know where, like, I don't dislike the idea. I just don't know how they get there.
There's too many questions because, I mean, we're just assuming Rollins is going to turn. I mean, maybe he doesn't.
Right.
Maybe
he might.
Maybe he turns on the Monday after.
Yeah, that's always possible.
I mean, so there's, we don't really know. We're just kind of throwing out ideas. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get a better idea as we go forward too, because I feel like Cody said he wanted The Rock. Didn't he say something about he's basically going to go after every member of the bloodline and probably job him out before WrestleMania, leading up to this thing where he said he wanted The Rock. Oh, if he gets hurt Seth gets hurt trying to defend Cody, then there we go. But so this is what I'm leading up to. Cody said he wanted The Rock, and Seth said, oh no, somebody from the bloodline is going to be there. I'm going to have your back. Does that turn it in from? Does it turn from a singles match to a tag match that way? Do we go Cody?
I heard rumors that they're talking about a tag team match for The Rock.
Because they have the promo that they played during Elimination Chamber is this green Philadelphia Eagles colored WrestleMania advertisement where Seth and Cody are walking in from one side of the screen and Roman and Rock are walking in from the other side of the screen and they face off. I'm like, why are all 4 of these guys facing off when so far only 2 of them have a match with each other? So I'm hoping that maybe they provide more context to that, and that commercial is sort of a teaser for things to come.
Nope. I guess
Well,
we'll
hopefully
find out.
we'll get more clarity this coming Friday.
Well, we got 39 days, right?
Yeah, we got time, especially like now if it is a tag team, or if Seth tries to help on behalf of Cody during the singles match with The Rock, he gets injured and it causes him to lose the match against McIntyre. He wouldn't necessarily have anything against McIntyre because he lost. He would have been at full power if he didn't spend all of his energy trying to help Cody. So that would be a way to get Seth and McIntyre on the same page, because they both don't like Cody. I don't know. It's there. It's possible.
I also want to point out that I've never been so sure about anything that Dakota Kai is totally setting up Bailey to lose.
Oh, I feel like it now, especially now.
Now with that that attack that nobody saw, I think it's all
fake
bullshit.
injury. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's all set up from Dakota. Drew warned him last night. That's true, he did.
Now, why? I have to ask why, and I don't know any. We don't know the answer. This is rhetorical, but why are the advertisements for WrestleMania so sorely neglecting that women's championship match between Io and Bailey? I feel like none of the any of the stuff you see posted on social media and clips you see posted on Twitter or wherever, like the graphics advertising shit doesn't have Bailey in it. Like why? Uh-oh, Steve, I can't hear you, bro.
Let's try that again.
There
That's
we go.
a very valid question that I don't know the answer to, and it's circling social media. You're seeing that a lot. People
they left out of the
discussing that.
promo too.
Yeah. What? Oh yeah,
they
did.
left out of the promo.
Right.
So, like,
unless there's something behind it story-wise, and they're hoping people pick up on that. I don't know what the fuck it would be, but I mean, this is Bailey. Like, what are we doing? This has been a big story for a year,
and it's like finally her big WrestleMania moment,
right? So I don't know, but I would like to see Bailey get the win. Although I guess even if Dakota did turn, or this all was a setup, that doesn't necessarily mean that Bailey doesn't overcome and win.
Oh no, I think Bailey's going to win at WrestleMania. I think the Dakota Kai turn happens before that, and she has to go.
You don't think it happens at Mania, and then you think that Bailey's out, but then she still wins?
Oh, I mean, it could have happened at Mania, and she still wins, and then that sets up her against Dakota for the future. But I don't. I feel like it had, it's coming. It's coming one day, or one day leading up to or at WrestleMania. Dakota, it's just too obvious at this point. I didn't think it was. Maybe last week or the week before, I was like, give it time. And now that I've seen what's going on, I think it's coming.
Ryan, rumor has it they're trying to get fan support for Bailey. I mean, why though? Like, people aren't supporting Bailey at this point?
Why do we have to do this underground social media bullshit? She's on your roster. Invest money in your talent. Put shit out there for her.
Dave Abbey, don't Bailey and Dakota have a tag title match this week?
That's why I think.
So you know what? Yeah, you're right. That's a perfect opportunity.
That's why I was thinking it's happening before that.
And then what? Bailey goes into Mania all alone against.
Right. And maybe she picks up. It's not going to be Sasha, but
I was just going to say it ain't going to be Sasha. Maybe Jade Cargill.
Because it would be interesting for her to walk into WrestleMania alone, and the interference happens, and then somebody comes out and helps like that we wouldn't expect. And Sasha would be a great tie-in, but obviously not available.
Not if she's showing up in Boston, which it sounds like that's 100% happening. So
I mean, you don't call a show Big Business and put it in Boston and spell Boston with 2 S's and all this other shit. Like, hey, you got to, you would have to have brass balls to put on that show and then not have her debut.
Could you imagine?
No, I mean, it would be hilarious, like on a personal level.
David Rosca, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill will win the women's tag team championships.
I mean, I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
Be a nice way to get her into, without having to do singles matches, and then down the line they turn on each other and you get a Bianca Jade singles match out of it. Sure.
Kat's pointing out that it's not a title match, it's just a tag match.
So I feel like it's coming.
Yeah, but maybe because it's not a title match, maybe it's not going to happen yet.
Okay.
Dakota needs Raquel.
Yeah.
They were great together.
Raquel needs a lot more. Shit.
I just, no matter what they do with Raquel, I don't know. She just doesn't do it for me, man. She has to be a heel. I liked her as a heel.
Dude, I just love that somebody backstage is like, if she just keeps flexing her back, she's going to get over. Flex your back more, Raquel. Keep flexing. And she's just in the gym doing flies and pull downs and all this shit. She's like, I need to get my back more jacked.
She's too damn big to be smiling all the time.
Yo, for real, she's too big.
That's her problem. She should be up there. Like, remember when Diesel first came in? He barely even blinked.
Yeah,
that's what she needs to do.
And the
black
pose
vest
does nothing for me. Yeah, black.
Shut the hell up.
Didn't she do that for a little while with Dakota? Didn't she wear a black vest and was like doing the thing in the air, and they were doing the Michaels and Diesel pose? And I feel like that was an NXT thing.
Oh, maybe in NXT, I don't know, but I mean, I feel like that would work for her.
Oh, your mom.
Give her let her do a power bomb for a finisher. Like, she should pull off a power bomb with no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be a nice switch up for her. Just something different, new gear. Like, I don't know what I just don't know what she is like.
I'll tell you what the answer is. She doesn't need anything other than to lose the fucking smile, come out and just beat bitches up. That's all she needs to do. I mean, I'm telling you, it's that simple. Dave Abbey agrees, by the way.
Yep. Boots to asses. Boots to asses. That's all she needs to do.
It is her finisher already. Her power bomb. Is that it?
She does do a power bomb. Yeah.
She does.
I think so, or it's one of her finishers. Kat's mom is still in town, but she'll be back next week. Yeah,
she's there with the new boyfriend, that damn home wrecker. I'm kidding. Do we know?
David Rosca, when is Jade Cargill's in-ring debut? You know what, man? Who the hell knows? At this point, I would say WrestleMania, and
my guess is WrestleMania, yeah, man.
Or maybe the Monday after.
Think maybe first match will be at a WrestleMania. That's
ballsy. That is ballsy.
Maybe the Monday after WrestleMania.
Well, right, maybe the Monday after, or maybe the pre-show.
That's true. Oh, pre-show.
I don't know. Yeah. I feel like she will have some sort of presence at Mania. Whether or not she's actually in the ring, I don't know. I don't know.
She'll co-host it.
I don't know.
Man, I hope they gave her friggin' talking lessons too. She couldn't say a storm is coming for the beginning of her music in AEW. So I hope she can. I mean, the way she said it at the beginning of the music, it's like, this is the best take you did.
That's funny.
Yes, this comment here, whoever, let me know who this is. That it pulled
Dave
up.
Abbey.
Yeah, Dave's right. Jade needs to be a heel. She can't pull off babyface. I think the whole presentation screams heel. How could it not? It's basically like if Sasha Banks took a Super Mario mushroom. It's the same shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I think you're right. I think with Jade, the formula works, right? She has to come out and be a strong heel and let her organically become a face.
Right.
And the crowd come behind. But initially, she has to come out and she has to attack. Listen, have her come out and cost Becky Lynch the title against Rhea Ripley.
No, that would get some heat.
You want to get heat, that'll get heat. Maybe that's why they're putting Becky in the spot, because that's what they, want to happen. So they're always thinking. They're always, everything is happening strategically. And the way Triple H has been, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. David Rosca, Bianca Belair is undefeated at WrestleMania. She is. Unfortunately, as we know with The Undertaker, all good streaks do come to an end. So we'll see. Dave Abbey says destroy Bailey after she wins the title. I mean, that'll do it.
There it is.
That's true.
That would do
work.
it.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things they could do, but those are all valid.
Nothing like Bailey getting her big moment ruined, right? To really set the stage for the next thing. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be at WrestleMania. It could be Bailey comes out and gets those "you deserve it" chants, and then the Raw afterward, and just gets absolutely plowed over.
That's true. That's true.
So there's ways to go about it.
It's just how we get there, like everything else.
Right.
How we get there.
Are we any closer to the Usos having a match against each other at WrestleMania, or
yes?
What's the deal? Okay.
I mean, we're not.
I love the way they're slow brewing it, but I guess they'll mention something this Friday because they didn't say nothing Monday.
I think we're gonna get Jay is gonna show up on SmackDown.
Yeah, because he got fucked on that Intercontinental title thing. So
right, and he did make mention of it during Raw that his own family screwed him, kind of thing. So this is happening. It might become official as soon as this coming Friday.
Nice. Semi-related news. Have you heard that Tama Tonga, the son of Haku, is signing with WWE?
I heard that today.
It's him and his tag team partner, right?
Are they bringing in Tonga Loa as well? That would be
I heard it was both of them.
I heard the same. I heard it was going to be both.
So are they? I know they're not. They're related to Haku, which is still like tangent. They're not like they're sideways related to The Rock. You know what I mean? Is that acceptable enough for the bloodline?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it Samoan blood?
I mean they're what are they? They're Tongan. Tama Tonga. They're from the Isle of Tonga. I mean, I don't know if that's a gimmick or not, and I don't even know. Maybe it doesn't exist, and I sound like a big jackass right now. Normally, I hate siblings fighting. But so here's the thing: Vince McMahon back in the day never really liked sibling matches because he has a brother, Roderick, and he never liked putting brother against brother feuds on. And the first ones to do it were Owen and Brett, and Brett really had to convince Vince McMahon to let them do that because he does not like brothers fighting. Now,
Brett had been asking for that match for a long time. And he kept getting shot down.
He was trying to elevate Owen, and I mean, it's so appreciated when that guy's he's an instant Hall of Famer and world champion and all this stuff. And he's like, I got to help my brother, or as he always said, my brother Owen. He never just said Owen, and he never just said my brother. He always said my brother Owen.
So Dave Abbey over at Facebook. Can we talk about Sting and Wardlow's promos last week? I'm glad he brought this up. And, we don't cover AEW as much as we probably should.
And there's a pay-per-view this weekend that I'm very excited about.
Yeah, very big pay-per-view. And we don't talk about it enough, although we are on the road to WrestleMania and there just has been so much and we only have an hour. Right. So there's only so much we can get into. But I would like to talk about Sting especially. What made Sting's promo so good is that it's real. Yeah. And those are always the best. The stories that come out on television are always the real ones that they bring on TV. Sometimes those are the best feuds. Edge and Matt Hardy as an example. You know what I mean? Sure. And you talk about crowd interaction. The crowd's the reason why Matt Hardy even got rehired. So, Sting, it was just a real raw promo that gave you goosebumps and got you excited for his last match. And he did tie everything back to promoting the match like a pro. It was great. Wardlow had probably the best promo he's ever done. Hands down.
Yeah,
What do you
that
guys
was
think?
great. I think Wardlow unfortunately has stopped and started so many times that it's gonna take a massive effort to get him reignited. But I've always been a big supporter of the idea of what they're doing with this guy, and the fact that they can have him go out there and do matches where he throws a bunch of power bombs and pins somebody very quickly, and the fans will count along with how many power bombs and all that. That's awesome. I don't know if they've lost a little bit of that since they didn't really capitalize on it initially when he was hot after that MJF thing. His promo addressed a lot of this stuff. The one thing it didn't address is that right now he is with, and apologies to the people that I know that are involved in this angle. But Jesus Christ, these Kingdom Boys are about the most bland characters on television I've ever seen in my fucking life. And what are we doing?
Which
Why
is
are they out?
mind-blowing because you have some of the most talented, charismatic people in that group. And it's just not there. It's not.
A lot of it is because Adam Cole's still injured. And if he was
possibly.
wrestling, then, the leader of the group wrestling at least helps. But it seems like right now it's just the lackeys that are wrestling. And I don't know, man. And then, the devil thing, MJF goes away for surgery and Adam Cole still can't wrestle. So, you had this big reveal at a pay-per-view and they're not feuding with each other right now. And Adam Cole is still kind of in stasis and still, he's in purgatory until both of them are healthy enough to have a match. And hopefully that's at All In or All Out or something. But I don't know what the timetable is for either of them to return. And then Sting, I mean, I'm happy and sad that Sting's last match is happening. I'm sad obviously because he's retiring, and I would love to see more Sting, around. He's an asset to any wrestling company he's with. He always gives it his all, and he always seems to be willing to help elevate younger people and give advice and be there for talent. And he feuded with so many guys in TNA to help build them up. Even in WCW, he was feuding with guys like Vampiro to try and get them over. He always seemed very willing to do that. And despite being a legendary top guy that was constantly one of the top, through the 80s into the 90s, in the early 2000s, Sting was WCW. Him and Ric Flair defined what WCW meant to a lot of people, defined what the NWA meant to a lot of people. And now we've got, Sting's last match, which we thought happened in 2014 or 2015 after he fucked his neck up in that match against Seth Rollins. Revolution, this is the perfect place for it, because for me, AEW Revolution is the sleeper pay-per-view. It's not one of what they consider their big pay-per-views, but to me, it's always been the sleeper hit. Revolution has always had a great tag team match or six-man match or something you can walk away from, the pay-per-view going, wow, that was great. And this tag team match, the Young Bucks are going out there. Sting's father just passed away. He's got a lot of emotion involved. They've already introduced his kids. Maybe his kids will be out there. Lex Luger has teased that he's going to be out there. Ric Flair, as I predicted a couple months ago, is aligning himself with the Young Bucks. Somebody pull that clip and we have to replay it. I was fucking right. Ric Flair is going to align himself with the Young Bucks and turn on Sting one more fucking time.
I can't believe it.
And I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
It's gonna. Well, yeah.
Okay, man, I'll stop. Lee Koo just tells me to fucking zip it in the YouTube comments. First he says hello, and then he just goes zip it. And I'm like, do you know how live streams work?
That's
this is not an
hilarious.
ASMR channel, motherfucker. We're talking wrestling.
How do we think this match is going to end? I honestly think either way, Sting is going over. I do. I think Sting wins.
I think Sting goes out putting him over. I think he gets distracted by Rick. Here's my prediction. Ric Flair rolls in the ring and tries to give Sting a low blow, and Sting no-sells it. He turns around and he beats his chest like he does and goes, ah! And Flair goes, oh, and he starts begging off, and he just double legs Flair, and he puts him in the Scorpion, and he sits back on it. And just as he sits back in the Scorpion, Matthew and Nicholas hit the EVP trigger on Sting while he's got Flair in the Scorpion, rolls Flair out of the ring, pin him, new champion, Sting retires. Because I think Sting is going to go, like, I just think he's such a good, I think AEW would be like, whatever you want to do. But I think Sting wants to go out in his back.
You got another zip it from
I
Lee
love
Koo.
it. I love oh man. Please stick around, Liku. I don't know what your country of origin is or what zip it may mean to you and your people, but God
we
bless
find
you.
it hilarious.
I love it. Stay yeah, please stay.
Either way, it's going to be a great show.
Just doesn't fucking
And there's a lot of shit that's probably going to go down. But it is sad that it's going to be Sting's final match. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not like we didn't know it was coming. He's going out on his terms. So I'm happy for him there.
He's in good shape.
He's in great shape.
He's not retiring because he's sick or he has like spina bifida or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like he's retiring because he just wants to go. I'm hoping for a Flair double turn. Oh, turning heel and then fooling them and
but then really dealing with Sting in the end.
All right,
that would be great.
The one time in history that Ric Flair actually sides with Sting. All right, yeah, I'm fine with that. Revolution's going to be fun though because
let me.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I keep meaning to ask, and I think you would probably know.
Yeah.
What's going on with Nash? Like, what's the real reason that he's not going to be? I've seen things where it says that he's not allowed.
He says he's on a Legends contract, so
so WWE wouldn't allow it.
I think he also mentioned that my best friend is Paul Levesque, so it's like I think maybe out of respect for Paul, he wouldn't ask, or I don't know. It seems weird. It's very weird. Kevin Nash was a big part of his career as well. He should.
He should be there. That's why I thought it was kind of weird. Tara, no, I thought Luger was ill. Luger's been ill on and off for a very long time. No.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't mean that he won't be wheeled out and sit there.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get involved in any way.
Yeah, he's not putting anybody in the rack.
Lee Koo is back. Kane versus Big Show.
I think he thinks this is his Google search.
This was that would have happened maybe 10 years ago, but thank
maybe
you for
20.
your
Well,
Dave Abbey. Nothing would be better than seeing Flair raise Sting's hand at the end of his career. I agree. That would be the perfect. And you got to have Shivani standing in there too, because it's Shivani.
Oh yeah, Tony's going to be around. I think being in North Carolina, they're going to have, whoever's left of like Bob Caudle or whatever. There's going to be old NWA announcers and old NWA talent there. I bet you Magnum TA is going to be there. There's going to be a lot of guys there. JJ Dillon's probably going to be there, I would imagine.
Arn Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope Arn could make it as long as he's still cool with everybody.
Which, by the way, we should mention, we did lose Ole Anderson.
Yes, yeah, that's unfortunate. 81 years old, I want to say. Which is a nice long run. He retired many, many years ago. Oh, Ricky Morton could be there for sure because he can still wrestle. But Ole was, one of the original Horsemen. And then went and worked backstage for many years, and then eventually retired and did other stuff. And, though it's always interesting to see what ends up in the obituary of a pro wrestler and what they and their family chose to remember. Excuse me. And it seems like his obituary did not have like a list of wrestling accolades, but many things about his children and his family. So it was nice. It was very cool to see that the person that everybody knew on television as this rough, tough world champion, tag team champion guy, running with the Four Horsemen and bloodying up Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was like a family guy, and it had a respected run as a good father and a good husband and all that shit. So like it's cool to see that he's remembered in that way as well, not just a good entertainer or a good athlete, but a good person. I mean, is he Is he talking about my video game back here? Maybe he's talking about the video
I-
game on the screen.
Oh, you know, I didn't even think of that.
That's very possible.
Very possible.
But that's D'Lo Brown against Eddie Guerrero, so it's not Kane against John Cena.
Oh,
Anyway.
also, I wanted to mention, since we're getting to the top of the hour, I did also want to mention back on, I believe, A&E, Rivals and Biography are back. And this week, Rivals was Triple H versus The Rock. Very convenient that is being aired now while everything is going on now. And it's great. It's an hour, and it's awesome. It was very well done. Biography is on Randy Orton. So we all know how I feel about Sir Randall. This is 2 hours. And people that I've spoken to that have seen it said it is, it's WWE production. It's what they always do. They're always amazing with their stuff. Dave Abbey saw the Orton one, said it was amazing. So
I saw both of them. They were awesome.
Yeah, I did watch the Rivals. I haven't seen the Orton one yet, but I'm going to get to that one shortly.
It's just so important that they preserved everything. And I know that it's not a thing nowadays, but there's so much lost media out there and TV shows that got taped over or stuff that got left in storage and dried out, or the tapes rotted or whatever. And, they have all this stuff that they've preserved, and not just theirs, but other promotions that they bought out as well. And as much as I dislike them gobbling up promotions like they're fucking Walmart or Amazon or something, they've preserved a lot of what would be considered lost media. Which is, and to have the ability to just go, okay, well, we're doing a retrospective of these guys feuded for 10 years. Well, we'll just pluck from here. What show do you need and what date do you need? Do you need them from, Providence? Do you need them from Boston where, pop, and you just pick that, whatever it is. And they have all that great footage to pick from. The promo videos, the hype videos, the promo packages going back and forth, and then the matches themselves. So to be able to cut that up and present it as a hour or two, very cool. And on not even on Peacock or whatever, it's on like another channel, which is just goes to speak of the significance, which is pretty cool.
All right. Well, on that note, anyone have anything else? Otherwise, we are pretty much close to top of the hour. Dave Abbey did also mention OVW stuff was great. Yes.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
I like when they use the OVW stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
I mean, especially you think about that class. It was unbelievable. But anyway, top of the hour.
Yes, sir. And just to top off, AEW Revolution is Sunday. You should probably check it out if you're, into that kind of stuff. Sting and Darby are defending their tag team titles, and he's retiring, and the Young Bucks are, against the Young Bucks. We've got this triple threat match with Hangman Adam Page and Swerve, both challenging Samoa Joe. They're teasing some kind of injury angle with Hangman. There is differing reports that his injury is a work or legit. I'm leaning towards work just based on the way they're treating it. And, just some other real cool stuff. Timeless Tony Storm is wrestling Deonna Purrazzo. We got Eddie Kingston against Bryan Danielson again. Osprey's going against Takeshita. I mean, it's a real good card. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that. Excuse me, to that. And I'll, if nobody else watches it, I'll bring a report next Tuesday so we can go over that a little bit. And of course, we'll go over all things Road to WrestleMania. We'll go over the next SmackDown and Raw as they occur. And if what the fallout is from them, and the speculation as to what is to come. And with that being said, yes, we are at the top of the hour. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Follow us on social media at Tag Me a Date. That's Tag Me a Date with no spaces. It's all one word. At Tag Me a Date is on most of the platforms. Twitter, YouTube. Type in YouTube, Tag Me a Date in the YouTube bar so you can hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when we go live. Instagram is at Tag Me a Date. TikTok's at Tag Me a Date. Facebook, we have a War Report group, the War Report group on Facebook that you can join where we live stream as well. And of course, we live stream on Twitter/X, which is Tag Me a Date, and Twitch.tv/War Report. That's the only one that's different. They're all Tag Me a Date except for Twitch. Twitch.tv/War Report, WARREPORT. And of course, we broadcast on 9 p.m. Eastern time every single Tuesday. And Sean Spears was featured in the NXT thing. Interesting. So yeah, we are here every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We go for an hour. And we do appreciate the comments. Thank you to Dave and Tara and David and even Lee Koo, who just told me to fucking zip it twice. Bold. Oh, yeah, of course, Ryan, Cat, and Autumn. Thank you guys. Or I don't know if Autumn commented, just Cat. And then, of course, Cat's mom. Hi, Cat's mom. And yeah, man, next week, just drop in the comments. We love seeing everybody's questions and the reviews of different things like these A&E biographies. So the more the merrier. Let your friends know. Spread the good word of Tag Me a Date. Share the link. Share the post. When we go live, feel free to hit the share button so people can see what's going on. And just give us a follow and all that good stuff. And then if you prefer the audio version instead of the video version of the podcast, you can just go to your favorite podcast app, such as Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, or Google Play Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts or Google Play Podcasts. And then you can just type in The War Report or Tag Me a Date, and it'll come up. There are a couple wrestling podcasts called The War Report. Just look at the graphic and the description. They will have the Tag Me a Date logo and the branding and all that stuff, and it'll mention Steve and Vince and everybody. So it's the right one. Hit subscribe, and the audio version gets sent to your device within the hour of the podcast going off the air, so you can take it with you in the car or whatever it is that you're doing that day. And that's it for everybody here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next Tuesday with another edition of The War Report, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We talk all things pro wrestling. Have a good week, everybody.